Hello, it's me again. So I had you listen to Strega Nona yesterday, and I love the Strega Nona books. And so today we're going to read Strega Nona, her story, as told by Tommy DePola. And I have a lot of Strega Nona books that we're going to read, but this is the one that sort of tells us how Strega Nona came to be Strega Nona. And I'm on the side because I want you to be able to see the pictures really well as we're reading the story. All right. I think you can see the pictures pretty well. It all began one night a long time ago in a little village in the hills of Calabria, in the country now known as Italy. Almost everyone was fast asleep. The weather was fierce that dark night. The wind blew and blew. A cold rain fell, and a baby was about to be born. "Oh, my poor wife," Giuseppe, the young husband, said to Zia Rosa, who was there to help. "Every child of ours was brought into the world by Grandma Concita. But with this terrible weather, how will she be able to come down from her little house on the hill?" Hours passed. The wind blew harder. More rain fell. Still the baby didn't come. "Where is that baby?" Giuseppe said. Zia Rosa lit a candle. "Perhaps it is waiting," she answered. "For what?" Giuseppe asked. "For me!" cried Grandma Concita, bursting through the doorway on a gust of wind. "No grandchild of mine can be born without me." Taking off her cloak and rolling up her sleeves, she headed for the bedroom. "Follow me, Rosa. Now the baby will come." And sure enough, a baby girl was born in no time at all. "Ah," said Grandma Concita, looking down at the new bambolina, "she shall be called Nona, and she will become a Strega." As soon as little Nona could walk, Grandma Concita took her along with her when she gathered herbs and weeds for her lotions and potions. Grandma Concita was a Strega, and all the villagers came to her for cures and advice on many things. "Ah, Nona Lena, here is rosemary, very good for growing hair, especially on bald heads. Also excellent as furniture polish. And here is wild garlic, the only thing for an upset stomach. Come along, let's see what else we can find." By the end of their walk, Grandma Concita's basket would be filled to overflowing. When little Nona was old enough to go to school, she was sent to study with the sisters of the convent. There she met little Amelia, and they became best friends right away. Nona helped Amelia with her lessons, especially spelling and writing, and Amelia, in turn, loaned Nona her pretty hair ribbons, even though Nona didn't ask for them. One day, Amelia looked at Nona and said, "We should do something different with your hair." So Amelia curled it. Perhaps the braids are better," Amelia said. Best of all, Nona and Amelia liked to visit Grandma Concita. While Nona held the big book of spells and Amelia turned the pages, Grandma Concita always said, "I knew the first time I looked at you, Nona, that one day you'd become a Strega, but I had no idea I would have two girls to pass my magic down to. I am filled with contentment." Nona and Amelia watched Grandma Concita mix her lotions and potions. They listened as she talked to the villagers about their troubles, headaches, warts, baldness, and other worries, and gave them her remedies along with good advice. And after all the villagers had gone back down the hill at the end of the day, Grandma Concita gave the girls wonderful plates of steaming hot pasta. It appeared from her pasta pot as if by magic, and it tasted so special that Nona and Amelia always asked Grandma Concita what her secret ingredient was, but Grandma Concita would only smile and say nothing. Have we seen that pasta pot before? We sure have. It was in the last story we just read, right? When the girls finished at the convent school, it was decided they would go to the city and enter the Accademia del Strega, the Academy for Stregas, where they would learn the most modern ways to do magic. Amelia loved the city, the bustle, the noise, and most of all, the shopping. And she loved learning to use the Academy's machines and the new scientific ways to do spells. Nona, she said, this is all so much better than the old ways Grandma Concita uses. But Nona missed the old spells. She didn't like the city streets, and she longed for walks in the country with Grandma Concita, whom she missed most of all. So Nona went home and climbed the hill to Grandma Concita's house. Well, cara mia, Grandma Concita said after hearing Nona's story, the Accademia is not for everyone. I have a feeling you need to be right here with me. So Nona began learning to be a Strega from the best Strega of them all, Grandma Concita. She learned how to mix potions and lotion. She turned the pages of the big book for Grandma Concita, and she watched the way Grandma Concita treated each villager who walked up the hill to ask for her help. Every day, Nona cleaned and polished Grandma Concita's pasta pot. She knew it was magic, but Grandma Concita never showed her how to use it. And whenever Nona asked about it, Grandma Concita always answered, "There will be time enough, Nona. Now, here's how you make the lotion to remove warts." "Nona, Grandma Concita, it's Amelia home for a visit." Oh, it was so good to see Amelia again. They all kissed and talked, and Amelia talked the most, telling Nona and Grandma Concita all about the machines at the academy and the fancy scientific methods she now knew how to use. "Did you learn any of the old spells?" Grandma Concita asked. "Oh, yes, indeed," Amelia answered. "Watch the goat." She opened her notebook and chanted some strange words. "Goat, teta, roof, and presto!" With a bang and a cloud of smoke, Grandma's goat was on the roof. "That's it," she exclaimed proudly. "It's a spell for moving things up. We use it to put things back on the shelves. Isn't that wonderful?" Very good, Amelia. Now, will you get my goat down?" Grandma Concita asked. Amelia looked through her notebook. She looked and looked. "I must have gone shopping that day," she said. Maybe Nona can do it," Grandma Concita said. Nona looked up at the roof. Then she ran into the house, came back with a bottle of olive oil. She climbed up the tree next to the little house and poured some oil on the roof. The goat slipped and slid right off. Did she use magic? No, she was just a problem solver, right? Figured it out on her own. "Oh, Nona, how marvelously clever you are," Amelia said. "But look what I have from the academy." She opened her purse and pulled out a large piece of parchment. "This is my diploma that says I am a genuine Strega. Now, don't worry, Grandma Concita, Nona. I'm not going to give you any competition," she said, laughing at her own joke, "but I am opening up business in town on the other side of the mountain. It's much bigger and busier than our little village, and it has so many shops. You must come and see me," she told them. "Well, I'm off. Arrivederci, sweet Nona, sweet Grandma Concita." That evening, Nona and Grandma Concita sat outside before Nona went home. Nona was very quiet. Nona Lena, cara, Grandma Concita said, what is the matter? I guess I'll never be a real Strega like Amelia. I won't ever have a diploma. Oh, Grandma Concita said. You don't need a diploma to be a Strega. You already have everything you need. You have the spirit and the kindness that comes from the heart. And when I pass my practice over to you, I will tell you the secret ingredient. Then you will be not only a true Strega, but a great one. Years went by. One day, Grandma Concita called Nona to her. It's time, Nona. I am ready to retire. I'm going to spend the rest of my days at the seashore, and you must take my place. You shall have my little house, my book of spells, my herbs, and my remedies. And in the cupboard I have left you my pasta pot with something inside it. And with that, Grandma Concita said, from this day forth you shall be known as Strega Nona. Then she put on her cloak, picked up her bag, and started down the hill. Nona stood in front of the little house that was now hers. She waved and waved until Grandma Concita was out of sight. Nona wiped a tear away and walked inside. She went straight to the cupboard and looked in the pasta pot. There she found a letter. It says, Cara Strega Nona, my magic pasta pot is now yours. Whenever you are hungry, sing the little song written here, and the pot will bubble and boil and fill with fresh hot pasta. When you have enough, sing the second song. But then you must blow 3 kisses and the pot will stop, for that is the secret ingredient. Love. It is the same with all your magic. Always love, your Grandma Concita. And then she has the 2 songs, right? The first song is bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta to fill me up. And the second song, when you're done, enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot, so simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day. More years passed, and Strega Nona was loved by everyone. She helped all the people who came to her with their troubles, even the priests and the sisters of the convent. She did have a magic touch, and always Strega Nona never forgot the secret ingredient. Life was happy in the little house on the hill. Strega Nona kept the goat, a peacock, a rabbit, and a dove for company. But Strega Nona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep her little house and garden and her dear animals. So she went down to the village square and put up a sign. The next day, there was a knock at the door. Remember that scene where she put up a sign to get some help? Who was going to be at her door? Who answered that sign to help her? It says, the rest is history. And we know that part in the story, right? We saw that when Big Anthony came to answer her ad and then to start working for Strega Nona. So that is her story. Tomorrow we're going to read Big Anthony's story, how Big Anthony came to be Big Anthony and how he came to meet Strega Nona. So I will see you for that story tomorrow.